Ladies and gentlemen, I'm so excited, as we always are every year, and just keeping our fingers crossed about weather for the Festival of Friends. But particularly this year because of the leaked announcement of Mickey Hart being here. Because I well remember March 20th and 21st of 1992. Because March 22nd, 1992 was the Around the Bay Road Race. So I always ran the race, but then I would always MC the awards, so I would get a hotel room at the Sheraton. So once I finished the race, I could just have a quick shower and then go back to the Coliseum. Well, I guess who was staying in the Sheraton that night, on the last two nights? The Grateful Dead. So the weather was about like this, even though it was March. It was beautiful. There were deadies all over the place. I know they had to park up on Shadok by the golf course in the parking lot there. They were all over downtown grilling grilled cheese sandwiches, and I even bought one of those fleecy coats that somebody made, you know, from Canton, Ohio, or Flint, Michigan, or someplace. And the weather was great, and the concert was great, and I can remember laughing because the first record we ever bought at a home was Harry Belafonte's Calypso record. And of all things, the Grateful Dead played Man Smart, Woman Smarter in I think it was a Friday night concert. But so then, this beautiful day, and life is good in Hamilton, and the next day off we go to run 30K around the bay in driving sleet. And I just want, you know, it was too bad for the runners, but it was great for the concert at the time. Because imagine what a terrible weather situation like that would have done to all the good feeling that was. Hamilton was amazing because we had all these scrawny runners and all these Grateful Dead people all kind of mingled together in one beautiful, exciting event.
There is a variety of things that have changed with the festival, as we do every year. Regretfully, the changes that were made last year, we don't know the effectiveness so much based on 8 times of rain, but we've never been rained out twice in a row. Oh no. And of course, we were most proud of our new initiative last year being the Festival of Friends Music Museum. Being indoors, it was able to be well enjoyed. It has grown exponentially, more than doubled in size, and we look forward to that continuing to grow. The new initiative in the museum itself will be the alumni stage. We have scoured the earth to find original Festival of Friends participants. Not everybody on that stage is that, but it is the alumni stage, and the return of Brent Titcomb, David Bradstreet, Darcy Wickham, guys that played in the 70s, who will be on a stage in a room full of memories and memorabilia of the good old days. So we are very excited about that. That brings us to the main stage lineup, which focuses a lot on local talent, and we are more diverse this year, musically that is, than we've ever been. We're all over the place. So on Friday evening, we begin with a wonderful up-and-coming local rock band called Meme, followed by Live How You Live, who's back with us this year due to their rain-out position last year. And we booked them last year. Nobody got a chance to see it, so that's the way it goes. At 7 o'clock on Friday is the multi-platinum Daniel Powder, well known from the American Idol days. After Daniel, perhaps the largest pop music legend still living in the world, we are so thrilled to announce that we have Chubby Checker. Thank you for clapping. I know it's bizarre. And then the night closes out with a dear friend of mine and a participant in one of the world's biggest bands who's going to give us a real dance party extravaganza. It's Taboo from the Black Eyed Peas. So Friday is obviously dance and pop themed, not something necessarily associated with the festival previous, but every year there's something that has not been necessarily associated with the previous festival. Which brings us to our Saturday lineup, and if Carrie can come up here, the Saturday, many years ago it would seem now, became the Y108 Rock and Roll Picnic. It's been a wonderful partnership, And Carrie from Y, our good
Thanks,
friend.
Lauren. I'll make it quick. I'm just going to real quickly say we're very excited to be part of the Festival of Friends. Y108's actual rock and roll picnic was something that we've done many years, and some of the faces that we've seen over the years are returning. Among them is Rick Emmett of Triumph is playing on Saturday. The band Airborne will be coming all the way from Australia. When you think of two brothers from Australia, you think of AC/DC. Not anymore. This is the face of in-your-face rock and roll, and they are Airborne. Theory of a Dead Man are headlining Saturday's rock and roll picnic. Theory of a Dead Man have 7 major top 10 rock hits, 4 big albums. They have a huge history with the radio station and with Hamilton itself. They've opened for Motley Crue in this city twice, and so has another band on the bill called Bleeker Ridge. And believe it or not, this may sound familiar too, 5-man electrical band. My favorite trivia question, how many guys are in the band? At one point there were 6. So this shows you, like he said, variety, not just in music, but obviously in age, era diversity, you got it all. Plus several other bands will be joining us on that day.
That leaves Sunday, where we begin with first time playing the festival, a great band called the Walkervilles. Later in the afternoon, an international rap phenom. I'm sure most of you have never heard of this kid, but by the time we get to August, he is growing exponentially. A positive, youth-oriented rapper by the name of Jake Miller. And that's certainly worth checking out. He is growing fast. And if we've got Jake Miller, the new face of rap, we need the godfather of Canadian rap after him, and that would be Maestro Fresh Wes. Fun. And then after Maestro comes the electropop sensation Dragonette. We take a little bit of a break for dinner. And then from rock supergroup Dire Straits is David Knopfler. Followed by, after having one of the best shows in the history of the festival that people talk about to this day, 10 years later, is the return of David Clayton Thomas of Blood, Sweat, and Tears fame. And then, of course, what most of us already mostly know is the festival will finish off with my personal favorite, and as close to a return to the Grateful Dead as we can pull off this summer. The Mickey Hart Band will be ending off things in the festival. I think that there's more than enough room for the camper vans and tents in the back 40 parking, and we're going to have a heck of a good time circa 1990 or 92.
All right, we're out here on the patio now at the Convention Center. I've got Lauren Lieberman with me from the Festival of Friends. And Lauren, so you just mentioned the lineup. Sounds like the lineup is pretty full now and almost complete.
Almost complete. A few things we couldn't announce due to some agent holdbacks, but the vast majority of what's coming to the Festival of Friends this summer was announced just now.
And I think Grateful Dead fans are going to be happy with the lineup this year. Just talk a little bit about this band you have coming.
So Sunday night, the festival closes off with the Mickey Hart Band. It's not the Grateful Dead, but in terms of what's on tour this summer, it's as close as you can get. Mickey, the drummer from the Dead, has put a wonderful band together. They're on tour this summer. It's as good as you're going to get in 2013 to a Dead show, and a lot of people are pretty darn excited.
And you talked a lot about in the press conference what happened here in Hamilton in 1992 when the Grateful Dead came to town and the way they really just took over this city. Do you expect some semblance of that this time around?
When I was a kid, 1986 was the first Dead show I went to, and in 1990 and then again in 1992 when the Grateful Dead came to my hometown, it was amazing that tens of thousands of Deadhead, of hippies came and peacefully took over our downtown core. It was colorful, it was creative, it was amazing. Is that going to happen again? No, not to the same extent, but a taste of that kind of flavor, absolutely. It'll be a lot of fun.
And I think one of the things that a lot of Hamiltonians really like about this Festival of Friends is the fact that you not only get those big name acts, but you give an opportunity for a lot of these local bands to get out and perform in a big venue. And there's one band in particular that had that opportunity last year taken away from them because of the weather. Talk a little bit about what's happening this year.
Live How You Live, local band, great guys, great musicians. Regretfully got rained out last year. We had an awful lot of rain last year. A lot of sets were cut short, but they didn't even get anywhere near the stage. So they're back again, and it's true, we try and book a lot of local stuff and cover off as much musical variety as we can. There's 4 stages running through the weekend. There might be singer-songwriter happening here, while there's the blues over there, while there's rock and roll over here, and the kids stage always has stuff for the children. So there's an ongoing variety simultaneously as well as from day to day and hour to hour.
right, Lauren, where can people go if they want to get more information about this year's Festival of Friends?
Festivalofriends.ca has as much information as we can give at this point. Ongoing updates in terms of the rest of the lineup, HSR shuttles, lots of information forthcoming, but the big stuff in terms of the who's who of who's playing is up there now.
All right, coming up in August is the Festival of Friends. Thanks for doing this, Lauren.
My pleasure. See you then.